And the recording has started, so take it away, Steve.
Thank you. Good day, everybody. Good morning and good evening and good night, depending on where you are around the world. Today is May 12th. As of April 1st, I moved into a new organization and became one of the product managers on the CA Gen product team. And I wanted to introduce myself and say hello to everybody and you know, let everybody know about what the changes are and what things are happening. And I have already started meeting with lots of great customers out there. I know that there's been a little gap on the outbound side of product management. Rest assured that the inbound, the product focus side of product management has continued to be done. And what I wanted to do is do a recording for the CA Gen Edge community and say hello to everybody and how to work with me and what's going on and how can we work together to make Gen successful and to make sure that customers are successful that are using Gen and make sure that you're on the right track. So my name is Steve Solomon. Of course, I am here from Scottsdale, Arizona, where I'm broadcasting to you live. It's a beautiful day in Arizona. If you haven't had a chance to visit our state, I do highly recommend it. All right, so the first thing we have to do is we have to get the legal terms out of the way. All futures are subject to change. I reserve the right to change my opinion. I reserve the right to be wrong and have you correct me. So if any of those occur, it's, you know, one of the things that happen is we try to communicate our best intentions. As an Agile shop, things do change. So before you make any hardcore business commitments on anything that you may hear in my presentations, please reach out to me and make sure that they're current and up to date, because as an Agile shop, we do change direction, we do listen to our customers, and we do try to meet your evolving business needs. So realize that the terms of this presentation are part of all of CA roadmap positions, and one of the things that we always try to share is that be careful with the information you use it as guidance, but if you are going to make a significant business investment, please let us know and let's share you on a one-on-one and be very, very specific, because these presentations tend to be more in the high level and the generic side. I have been here at CA for over 9 years. On April 1st, I joined our application development business unit as a product manager in that area. I have a lot of experience in the application development tools here at CA, and hopefully I'll be able to use that background and set. So just as a refresher, John Carter has been with the product since eons, since most of the people that use the product were born, and John has a tremendous background and knowledge, and I'm sure most of the community is very familiar with John. John is our product owner architect. In the ITC, which is in Hyderabad, India, we have Gaurav Gohil, who's also a product manager, product owner on the product. This makes up the direct product management team along with myself. We have different roles in our Agile methodology. We do use SAFE here at CA. If you're not familiar with the SAFE, S-A-F, small e methodology, I encourage you to go look it up. There's a new release, version 4.0, and what it allows us to do is do Agile at scale. So if you've tried Scrum, you've tried Kanban, you've tried some of the combinations of Water Scrum Fall or Can Scrum Ban or some of those things, you can see that there's a lot of different versions and ways that we handle things, and here we do try to follow the SAFE model. So what we have is an organization where it's my job to look long-term, work with the customers to make sure that long-term that the things that you're asking for in the product. It's John's job to make sure that the things make architectural sense and we're building on a quality platform, and Gaurav is currently focused on getting out the 8.6 release, and so he's been quite busy with that and making sure that the validation program and working with the validation customers happen. So we have what you might call long-term and then tactical and then, you know, architectural, and making sure that the product is doing what we need to do. And Dana is my boss, and Dana is the Senior Director for Product Management in our organization, and Dana has application development tools. So in addition to Gen, he has multiple other tools, mainframe and distributed, in his portfolio. We all report up to Elaine Guru, and she is our SVP and Business Unit Executives for the Application Development Tools portfolio. So here's our emails, here's our phone numbers. You're welcome to reach out and contact us. If you have great ideas, we're going to ask you to put them in the communities. If you have problems, we ask you that you do them in support. If there's things that fall in the middle, please reach out to me, John, Gaurav, Dana and Aline for higher level management items. If you need somebody to talk to a senior executive, we can always have Aline lined up to be on the call. She's been with the product for quite a while also and has a lot of depth and background. So one of the things I wanted to let you know is where I may be new on the team, the rest of the team isn't necessarily. So John and Gaurav have been working on the products and working on getting 8.6 out and making sure it's the quality release. So it's only since Dan left in December that there was an opening, and I spoke to Aline and I said, you know, I have a lot of experience in this product and background, and I'd love to take this position. So she accepted me, and April 1st is when I joined her organization. Never let a project that you think makes no sense go to waste. And in this case, we have a leadership development project at CA, and so you go in to learn how to be a better leader. And they asked us to do a marketing map of yourself. And I won't take the time to go through it all with all of you. But some of the things that to note about working with me, I come from a very large family, and it's all sisters. So I have 5 sisters. So I'm much more comfortable in a room full of women than a room full of men. I am an extrovert, so if you ask me to do a presentation, stand up in person or on the phone, I'm more than happy to do it. I graduated from Boise State, and my first job was with EDS, and they sent me to Michigan. However, my first paid programming job was in 1984. So if you consider we're now in 2016, I have been in software engineering and software development for way more than 30 years. I love doing software development. I love solving complex problems, working with customers. I love winning in the marketplace. After I left American Express, I joined Serena, where I was a product manager in their mainframe and distributed development tools. Most of my career in product management, which now goes somewhere around 18 years, has been focused on application development tools. I was formerly a Harvest product manager here at CA. I worked with our Endeavor product line. And even at American Express, I went through the CA Gen training for the 2-week training. And for the next 3 months, I worked on CA Gen as an application developer until I could talk to them into let me just do the external action blocks. And so I did a lot of EABs and common component code that was shared across the CA Gen and non-CA Gen applications at American Express. So the good news is I've actually been a programmer in Gen. However, it wasn't my preferred platform. I much prefer COBOL and Assembler directly, but John Carter has told me that I have been misguided all of these years and that Gen is the way to go to everything. And so I am quickly taking that on and finding a new fondness for it. So in the bottom left-hand corner is my favorite Indian team that I've worked with. So the Gen team is both in Plano, and I had the opportunity to go meet them last month. And next week I will be out there working with our team in India. And my favorite team I've been working on solutions and integrations at CA for, and that's a picture of them in the lower left-hand corner. So it's a little bit about me, more than 30 years as a software engineer, as a product manager, focused on software. I'd like to work with the customers. I'd like to meet you, find out what you need, and go build that and be successful. So if there's things that I can do to help you out, that is where my preference is. So that was the highlight for, if you're watching the meeting, meet Steve and meet the community. So there's a few other messages, though, that I wanted to bring across in this event. So Agile at CA, as I mentioned on our disclaimer, we do follow Agile. We do like to change our roadmaps depending on what you need as customers to be successful, and we try to do that. So how do you influence our roadmap? There are a couple of key ways. You can send them to me personally. However, that's not the best way, actually. The best way to influence our roadmap for new enhancements is to go to our communities. The CA Edge community is a phenomenal community. It's a great independent organization, and the CA-hosted community has a lot of traction. John and I and Gaurav spent a lot of time in the community reviewing the different items that are out there, the enhancement requests, the discussion items. And so the best way that you can get your ideas out there is to get them out on the community, do the idea, publish it, and please put in a lot of information. Now, the one challenge I have with the community things is they tend to be very technical. So you'll come along and you'll post it and it says, I need Jen to do XXX. That doesn't help me as the strategic product manager. I need to know more of the business case. So for me, now for John and Gaurav, they're going to go, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. For me as a business person, though, I look at it and say, you know, I don't understand it. I have to ask them. I can't vote thumbs up on it very easily. So if you would pay attention and put in your business case, I need Jen to do this because of this. And if you think of some of the Agile stories that are out there as a CA Gen developer, I need to be able to do XXX because and in order to, if you would add the because and in order to and why you need it and how it moves your business forward or how it is currently limited to you, the how and the why is just as important as the what. So if there is a suggestion that I have in the current communities, if you put in more of that, that would help me out. In addition, it helps me champion CA Gen. So in addition to being a champion in the market for it and with our sales organization, we need to champion it up inside of CA Technologies. We have over 400 products in our company, and that means that the mind share for senior executives gets split across multiple products. So for me to get the best mind share and to convince CA to invest more money in CA Gen, it's best for me to go out and say, this customer needs this because of this, and help our management, because they're not going to understand the what you're asking for either. But it says, this is why we need to do this development. This is what our customers need to be successful. And these are the customers that are asking for it, and this is why. That helps me be the CA Gen champion to our senior management team. So if there's something you can do to help me out there, please do it. Please put it in the communities. If you have some of the ideas out there, please go update them and put in the why if you haven't already thought. There are different statuses. We do go through the community and we do review them on a regular basis, and we look on how many votes. And the more customer votes, the better your chance your idea is going to be included in the next release or future release. So it also is helpful to put a little marketing and campaign message on why you need it into your idea to help get other people to vote for it. So if you haven't been using the communities, please start. If you just go in and review them and vote on some of them, you don't have to have a CA customer ID. You can sign up. You know, we do ask that you use your corporate ID, not a personal ID when you can, so that we can tell what company you're coming from. If you're using a Gmail account, then we don't necessarily know what company it's associated with and how that's going to impact that, and if there's other things that we need to do for you. So it's easier for us to group and review things, and we understand who's doing what. As we meet with customers, we have a better idea of how you're using the products and what options you're using. That helps us out. There is a customer validation program going on for 8.6. So we use this website called validatedca.com, and there are several of the customers that are already registered for that. They're helping with the 8.6 release. So if you ever want to know about new releases, you want to participate, you want to be part of, get a beta version, you want to get an early release, please be sure to sign up for the CA Gen area on validatedca.com. That's how we communicate out. We invite people to test the software. We invite people to come to our end of sprint reviews or our end of program increment reviews. So if you would like to be part of that, you would like to see the software that's in development, you'd like to participate in that and be our customer as part of the Agile process, please sign up at validatedca.com, and that's where the invitations are going to come out. That's where we'll do the demonstrations of the things that we're working on. We constantly work on Gen. We have lots of new things coming up, and so as you look at the roadmap, if there's something you're particularly interested in, please join the communities and participate. Our third area is our support team. So if, of course, there are support requests, please use our support team. Our support team, I missed meeting several of them in Plano, and my apologies for that. But I have gotten great feedback from John and Gaurav on the team. All right, if you're new to the communities, here's a little tip. Be sure you submit your ideas as an idea. So there are different kinds of concepts. There are discussion threads, there are documents you can post, there are blogs you can do, but please be sure that you use the ideas and post anything that you're looking for as an enhancement in the ideas area. Because this is what we review. We sit down every couple of weeks or every week and we go through the queue. We look at which ideas have been out there for 90 days. So we do leave them out there for a while to give the community time to vote on them. And then we look at how many votes you get, and that's kind of how we prioritize things in the backlog list. So, you know, a lot of them are great ideas that come in. We'd love to do them all, but really the number of votes helps influence how soon that we start doing the research on them, how soon that we can put them in the backlog and do the priority. So please make sure you get them in the ideas, not just in the discussion if you're asking for things, because that's how we manage them and that's how we status them and do feedback on whether we like the idea planned or not planned. All right, there's a big change that is coming upon us. So if you are using CA Gen 8.0, end of support is happening in August 2016. you need to do one of a few things, and you need to start working on the plans now. Plan to upgrade. You can upgrade to 8.5. If you're already in the middle of doing the upgrade to 8.5, that's wonderful. That's great. You're on track. 8.6 will be out very, very shortly. I have been told by our services partners and by John that the upgrade to 8.6 and 8.5 is going to be about the same. If you haven't already started planning, please start planning. Please go out to the Validate site, get a copy of 8.6, and start working towards your upgrade plans towards 8.6. That way you'll get them. You'll be on the most stable release. You'll be on the one that has the most new certifications for new platforms, and you will get all the benefit by doing that. But please start doing your strategic plans. If you're on 8.0, you don't have a strategic plan, let me know. Please reach out to us. Let us see what we can do to help you to put that together, to help convince your management to do one or the other. If you know, planning is 8.0 and you don't have any new development and you're saying that is fine with you because it's a great release and all reports are it is a really great and solid release, then what we do offer is a 1-year extended support. Now, it's not the same price. So the reason I bring this up in the user group is because if you're working with budgets, you need to understand that our costs are higher to support older releases, and therefore we share that cost with you. So you need to engage with your sales team and understand what the additional cost would be for your organization and make a wise decision. So that we prefer that you do now before August so that you're aware of it, you can budget for it, you can communicate it to management, you can make your decision on if you want to go extended support or if you want to do an upgrade. But please start doing your strategic planning now and don't wait till August to come back and say, oh, you know, what are we going to do about support? So if you have questions on that or you don't know who your account team is, reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you with that and make sure that your planning is out there. If you need help talking to your management about all of the enhancements that came in 8.5 and the enhancements in 8.6 and the roadmap for 8.6, myself, John, or Gaurav, depending on where you're at and what kind of conversation, we'd be happy to have those conversations with your management team so that they understand the options and help them figure out what's the best for your company. So, Gen 8.0, 8.5. 8.5 has had a great history also, so it has been out there for quite some time. I mean, if you haven't looked at 8.5, there has been incremental releases. So in the CA Gen development plan, what we have is a base release, and then we do interim enhancements. So we call them IRs, or IR 1, 2, 3, 4. And in those interim enhancements, we do enhancements and defects. So we'll roll up the PTFs. PTFs is our short form for defects, the fixes that we've sent out. We roll up the PTFs, we roll up the enhancements, and we put out an interim release. It is your choice whether or not you want to deploy the interim releases. Normally for support, you need to be on the base release, the 8.5, and then if there are things in the incremental releases that you like, then please go ahead and they deploy them, and they are incremental. So if you say, oh, now I want to deploy incremental release 4, it rolls up 1, 2, and 3 into 4, so you'd be on the latest version. Our focus is not on incremental releases for 8.5 anymore. We have been in development for 8.6 for some time. It is almost ready to go. I would have hoped that I could have given you the announcement on the green light that 8.6 is ready today. However, we're still working through the customer validation program. We don't want to release things on a date. So one of the things I'm not going to do is say on the 12th of this month, this is going to be ready, because I reserve the right to change that depending on how you, the customers, influence it. If you take it and you're part of the validation program, you report issues or that maybe we could do things significantly better with a minor change, we want to see that as part of the process and be able to be reactive to that. So that is 8.5 and 8.6. Then if you wanted to see a different view of what we are planning, now remember all futures are subject to change and I reserve the right to be wrong. However, we are almost there with 8.6. There are some great improvements, upgradability, certification process. That's all part of the release. And then what you can see is the IR1, IR2, IR3, IR4. These are our high-level plans. So as we're working in a safe model, and we look at our different program increments and we look at our roadmap, there are architectural runway things that are going to take a long time to do. And so we've already already started working on some of those. And so what we do is we kind of lay out a longer-term plan, and we say, these are the big rocks that we'd like to see out in these releases, because they're things that you, the customers, have asked for, that you voted on, and we think we can do them in this order. However, please realize that future, we will resort it, we will reshuffle it, and the farther you go out in the future, the more flexibility and the more the future will change. So IR4 maybe have a completely different list than what is here. It may be in some of the architectural runway that we can bring things in. So we might deliver something that was originally planned for 4, we found out it was easier, it was cheaper, and we can release it in 2. It is our agile methodology to continue the focused development and release when we have something good for quality that will improve your world. Gen 8.x, we're going to start working on that as soon as 8.6 gets out and gets accepted in the marketplace. We're going to start working on the big items that we'd like to see in an 8 release. So lots of good things, with a couple of things that I'd like to make sure everybody is aware of, that Gen has a long history. There are a lot of products, there are a lot of different product SKUs. It is a big product, and there are a lot of customers depend on it. So we have an active program for our 8.5 to hopefully to get you off of 8.0 if you're still on it, active development on 8.6, and a roadmap towards the future, and your participation helps build that roadmap. So there's a lot of things that are happening there. And one of the interesting things, this is new to me in CA. I don't know that I've ever had a product team ever do this before, but John has convinced me it is the right thing to do, and there will be a free version of Gen. Now, it's not a full version of everything in Gen, and it's not all of the options, but a Windows version of Gen to generate the code so that you can take it, you can try it. So if you have some new developers and you want to expose them into CA Gen, you can get it, you can share it with them, have them do it on their own. If you are using outsourcing partners and you need to do some pre-training before they come in on shore, they pick up the teams, please let them know that this free version is available. If you would like to pick up a version of 8.6 and you'd like to start playing with the new features and see how it works, please go to our validateatca.com website. There is a version of it there that is posted, and then you can download it. So we do intend to help customers this way, to do learning, education, to help our partners so that they can go out and do more Gen education and don't have a roadblock about having a version of Gen available to do new student education and to bring in new developers into the Gen community. In my past 50 days here being in product management, I think I've met with at least 6 customers, and almost all of them have said that the people who have been using Gen have been using it for a long time, and we don't have a lot of new people that are coming in to use Gen, and when we have turnover, the training is a challenge. This is a significant investment for CA to help solve some of that so that we can bring new people into the Gen community, make sure that they're trained and they're ready to go. And if you have large-scale applications and people would like to learn about model-based application development, we now have a channel and an opportunity to help you out that way. So as I said, 8.6 is almost ready. Please put it in your strategy and plans to start upgrading to 8.6 if you haven't already. And if you're in 8.0, then we seriously have to talk, because we are at the end of that roadmap. All right, working with me. So I am an extrovert, as you found out, as I sit here and talk and ramble on. But if you do need help with anything with CA Gen or the Gen options, let me know. If you have challenges with your management leaders that they think Gen is old, if they have this impression, it costs more to do things in Gen than just coding it in Java. Let me schedule something with them. Let me talk to them. There's a lot of productivity enhancements. One of the reasons is that we don't have as many Gen developers is you don't need as many, right? Once you do the development work, you can have much fewer people do all of the maintenance on it, so the teams tend to shrink over time, which is a good thing from a management point of view. So it's a plus and minus. If your management says, well, we can't find Gen developers, make sure they understand the positive side of it is you don't need as many of them. So I'd be happy to share that message with your management and make sure that they are properly evaluating CA Gen in your company and whether or not new development should occur from that. I'd be happy to meet with your senior leaders and help make that happen. If you're coming from really, really old versions, if you happen to be listening to this because you've been off support, now you want to come back and you want to do an upgrade, let me know. We have a great team, as you saw. That was just the direct product management. We have a services organization, and we have a around-the-world partner support that can help you. So if you're thinking of moving from an old version, you're thinking about switching platforms. Let's say that you're generating for green screens on CICS and you want to go Java and you want to go distributed. And, please let us know. Let us have that discussion with you. Let's get you all the information you need. Let's make sure that you have the CA team behind you so that you can adequately plan and make that effort successful. So previous to joining this team, I spent the last 4 years integrating CA products. If you have another CA product out there that you would like to do an integration with, and we are looking at doing better integrations with CA Gen and doing better DevOps integrations with CA Gen across the CA platform, portfolio products and non-CA products, let me know. If there's things that we find out we hear from customer to customer that it's not a CA product, let me know about those so that I can help you in that whole DevOps. So that's everything from work item management through CA, of course, you do your development, you can do your build management, but if you're doing external build management, hooking in testing tools, hooking in deployment tools, management, change management tools, I have a lot of depth and breadth across all of the DevOps portfolio, everything from service desk management to deployment management, and even CMDBs. So if you guys have questions on that, you're thinking about integrating some of the products along the way, let us know. We do have a lot of integration plans that I'm starting to put on the table to help our DevOps solutions and DevOps modernization. One last note, there are a lot of CA partners. And we do a lot of services partners, and we resell some of their products, and they sell some extensions. If you bought a product from a CA partner that's an extension to CA Gen and you're unhappy with it, let me know. You know, it's not like that I can come between you and our partners, especially if you bought it direct, but I would certainly like to hear feedback on that. If you find that you have an option and it's wonderful and it lets you do all kinds of wonderful things, let me know about that also. So we have a huge partner community, and you know, feedback on our partners, whether you like working with them, if you don't, if their products are helping you out, or if they're not, if you provide me that feedback, I'd appreciate it. We will have hopefully some more Gen Edge community calls with our community president, and we hopefully will have quite a turnout at CA World. So if you'd like to meet me directly, if you have these issues, these are some of the best ways to work with me. You can reach out. We can do a meeting ahead of time. We can plan for a community meeting, or we can plan to do a meetup at CA World. So we have lots of options for that. So that is the best ways to work with me. And so now it was my intention to open up for questions. I think hopefully I gave you a short overview of myself, how I work, how best to work with me, and our current roadmaps and where we're going. So Len is our community manager. If you haven't met Len, you really should. But Len, we can take questions or open for all of the calls for questions.
All right. Excuse me. If you have any questions, guys, feel free to put them in either the chat box or even the Q&A box. I will also post the phone information again in the chat box if you would like to dial into the call to join us. I would just remind you that when you join, you will be muted. So to unmute yourself when you join, just hit #6. Let me share that information.
Please chime in, even if you just want to say hello and nice to meet you. So
Hey, this is John Carter.
Hello, John. Well, John is here, so now you
just
guys can ask any technical question that you want, because John knows the answers.
Yeah, I just wanted to provide a couple of clarifications on what Steve said. The free version of Gen will be out on the community site when 8.6 goes GA. Currently, it is only on the Validate site, which is only open to customers, but once it gets out on the community site, it'll be open to everybody. One other thing is we review our ideas monthly, not weekly, so that's why the 90 days thing makes a little bit more sense. So those were just two little clarifications that I wanted to make.
All right, John. However, we review the communities on a regular basis, but we only go in and change status on the ideas on a monthly basis.
Right.
So, yes. I don't see any questions coming up in chat, Len.
I don't see any either, sir. Maybe you covered everything and no one has any questions right now, but they'll have some later.
All right, then.
All right. Yeah, I guess we can. No,
we can ask John if John has anything else he wants to say to everybody on the recording.
Nope, I'm good. You covered it really well.
All right, then. Glenn, I don't see any more. I've got a nice from Eric and says the message has been very clear, so all is well. So I don't see any open questions. So we'll go ahead and wrap up. You have our emails. If you would like to reach out to us and ask us any questions or participate, please participate in the communities. That is my last big pitch. That is the best way for us all to work together and to make sure that we're driving the product in the right direction. So thank you, Len. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks, John. Talk to everyone soon. Thanks again for joining us.